morning, everyone. So my name is Manon. I'm from PrestaShop, working as agency manager. And I'm really happy to be here for this second meetup organized by Invertus that I wanted to give a special thanks to for organizing all this. So I'm really happy to be here with you today and to be able to meet the community in person. And to start with, I wanted to introduce you what I was going to do today. And as a representative of PrestaShop in general, I wanted to focus on general business related to PrestaShop, what are our current projects right now, and what's planned for the future. So just to start off with a few figures, as Linus already mentioned, PrestaShop is first of all important thanks to this community. So it's a free software free to download, but our add-ons marketplace is something key for us, and also many thanks to our contributors who've been selling their modules and themes on the marketplace or providing them thanks to the industry partners. And thanks to them, it's more than $30 million redistributed to the community ever since the add-ons marketplace was created in 2009. We have over 270,000 online active stores ever since PrestaShop was created. And community, once again, very important thanks to the agencies accompanying us, the industry partners, the ambassadors as well, whose role is to organize meetups all over the world in order to allow the community to meet in person, like today. And the fact that modules are developed every day in various countries thanks to all the different developers and contributors to PrestaShop. When I started thinking about this presentation, the main thought that I had was what was the main change that we had in 2018. And the first thing that came to my mind was the fact that we changed CEO in February. So now Alexandre became our CEO recently. He has history with PrestaShop. When he arrived, he used to be our heads of partnership. And he knows the ecosystem really well and knows the community as well, and more importantly, knows the challenges that PrestaShop has to face every day. That's why for 2018, when he started thinking about the roadmap, the focus for him was really to recenter on our core pillars, which are the open source, the community, and the product. To start off with the open source, so it's in the very DNA of PrestaShop for us, and it's something that really matters to us and that we don't plan on changing. So to go back to the four things that we wanted to really emphasize, the fact that PrestaShop is a free software, not only free in terms of price, but also as opposed to not standardized. So meaning that all the merchants own their data and don't rent it. This is something we don't plan to change. And as you know, PrestaShop is French, so his freedom's historically been important to us. The second thing being the community spirit. So PrestaShop depends and relies on the contribution of its community. And there's a need for everyone to play along since PrestaShop is available to everyone for free. Meaning that that's something I'll get back to after, but there are various ways for everybody to contribute, and this is something we would like to keep going on. The open source is also something getting rarer and rarer, especially in terms of e-commerce and CMS. And the agencies are also here to help you, accompany you as a merchant or anyone to help you make your e-commerce project go live and real. And to finish up, the common responsibility, meaning that PrestaShop, of course, has a role to keep improving the software in order to help all the e-merchants to have a stores that fits them, but also to generalize e-commerce and everybody to grow together. We need everyone to play along and to contribute to the project. The second pillar is the community. So that's the one I know best from my background. As Linus mentioned before, we reached the 1 million members in our ecosystem a bit more than a year ago. It's made up of a lot of different people, developers who work on the code every day and contribute to improving it, the merchants whose PrestaShop is meant for and who are reaching thousands of people thanks to their online stores, the agencies who are spread all over the world, strong concentration in Europe, but still helping merchants make their e-commerce store go live everywhere. The consultants and the industry partners who also help us enrich our offer on add-ons and promote their solutions all over the world. The community is really key to PrestaShop. They improve the project every day. And in terms right now of our focus, so our strong base is in Europe. Most of our 270,000 stores, I think 2/3 of them are in Europe. But if we have to focus somewhere, because we can't be anywhere at once, the idea right now is we're focusing on Eastern and Northern Europe, but also on Latin America, where e-commerce has a strong potential and is booming as well. To get back to Scandinavia and make a small zoom on this as well, we have a bit more than 5,000 stores in the zone. The potential here, I think, is good, because there's 80% e-shoppers in the zone. That's something getting quite common and developing as well. From a study that we had, e-commerce amounted to $22 billion last year in terms of the whole of Scandinavia, not just Denmark. But PrestaShop still has efforts to make to be well implanted in the region. As I said before, you have various ways to contribute to improve the PrestaShop project. And depending on your profiles as well, you have several different ways to do it. GitHub, mostly for developers. We have people submitting their pull requests, helping us fixing the bugs every day, and that's something we're really grateful for. The social networks, something really easy for everyone to do. The fact that you can, either Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, we're there on most of the networks. So just spreading the word about PrestaShop event and the community in general. Crowding for the translations. So that's something we have one person focused on internally at PrestaShop. At the moment in Scandinavia, only the Swedish version is 100% complete. And there's still minor improvements to do for the Danish version. The forum that is planning to be reboosted in the next few months. And Build, which is our dedicated blog to be able for you to follow up on latest development updates. The third pillar, which I will spend a bit more time on, is the product. So I'll start with PrestaShop Download, which I think most of you know already. So the idea with in 2018 was really to strive for more simplicity and transparency. In order to do so, we recently decided to make the roadmap public on GitHub ever since last June. It's now our main tool and only community platform. The tickets have been migrated from Jira to GitHub recently. But let's just remind that PrestaShop originally is mostly targeting developers for the download version. And then you can easily customize it with the 6,000 modules that you have on add-ons. The second change that we did in 2018 was the switch to the Symphony framework. So before that, we had more of a homemade framework. I'm not a technical person, so that's just all that I'm going to say. The fact that we switched because it's easier to use and easier to test. It's still being processed at the moment. We're not 100% yet transferred on Symphony. But the idea was to improve PrestaShop in terms of robustness, stability, and scalability. But since PrestaShop, in our mission, the thing that we focused on at the beginning with Alexandre's quotes was the fact that we need to allow anyone, anywhere, to have access to an online store. And this means that Things PrestaShop Download is mostly meant for developers, people with technical knowledge. We are now testing another product in France, Italy, and Spain, which is aiming at merchants, basically. So that's called PrestaShop Ready. The idea was to have a prepackaged offer allowing anyone really to be able to start selling online, even if they don't have any technical knowledge. So it's still open source, but on the SaaS mode, so with a subscription per month. And the 4 things that you need to remember is that it's pre-configured, meaning that the currency, the language, tax rules, everything is set up as soon as you create your store. It's pre-installed, so there's no technical knowledge necessary, and the store is hosted on Google Cloud platform. It's also pre-packaged, so you have all the basic modules included in PrestaShop ready to allow you to start selling immediately. And it's managed, so no need to worry about your backups. Last words about PrestaShop ready, the fact that at some point, if you feel limited, you always have the possibility to migrate to PrestaShop download and keep all of your data with you. As I said before, you own your data, you don't rent it. If you can export it or migrate to PrestaShop download whenever you want. To finish up about the future plans that we have, the roadmap has really been centered on the customer's needs, but also the merchants. So 4 main things. First of all, the international one. The idea that we want to help merchants find new customers and not just in their country. I started in the beginning, we are focusing mostly right now on Europe and especially Eastern part. Tomorrow we have our first PrestaShop day in Warsaw, so that's one step towards this, this goal. The mobile as well is to help merchants be positioned on a new device that turns into new kinds of marketplaces, so that's a challenge as well for us. Trust, everybody already heard of GDPR, and it's been really key to the relationship between merchants and developers. And the B2B. We want to address professional clients with more advanced functionalities, including ones developed by partner agencies. The idea really for us is to address various channels, helping you create your store, but also helping you develop with PrestaShop and be able to grow, really. Thank you very much.